Hey, what's going on? Jonah Fox here. I have a 12-bar blues loop that I think you'll be able to pick up within the next couple minutes, and you're going to have a ton of fun with it. So let me go play it for you here. The version I'm going to play has bends, but if you're still working on your bends, I'll give you a version that does not have bends as well. Take a listen, and then let's learn this together on a C harmonica. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. That's what we're going to learn today, so let's go jump into today's lesson. All right, so let's go jump into this one. Now, if you want to go and pick this up, I do have versions for players who both can and can't bend, but you will need a C harmonica. We're playing in the key of G for this one, and this is generally going to use the blues scale, and you can create your own patterns like this if you just go and learn the notes. So one just suggestion here before we get started, if you'd like to learn the notes so you can make these things up on your own, then check out my scale cheat sheet. It's free. The link is down below in the description. Okay, now let's get into learning the actual pattern here. I have the tabs up on the screen. You'll notice that there's some color coding going on here. So if you can bend, you're going to look at the note that's going to be in blue when that comes up. If you can't bend, you're going to replace it with the note that's in green, okay? So the bends are in blue and the bend alternative is in green, all right? So if you can bend, we're going to do this more on the minor side of things using the blues scale. And if you can't bend, we're going to stick with the major notes, like from the major pentatonic. Okay, so let's go work this out. Now, this begins with a pickup. A pickup is where you start playing before beat one of a measure. So if we call beat one of a measure the downbeat, like 1, 2, 3, 4, downbeat 2, 3, 4, the pickup is going to be right before the downbeat. So it's like the end of the previous measure. So what you're going to do is you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and then on the and of 3, on the offbeat of 3, we're going to start playing, okay? So it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, just like that. So we do 1 draw, 2 blow, 1 draw. And that's the pickup. And so that pattern is going to be there, I believe, in every measure here. All right, so we're always going to be kind of picking up the next measure by going 1, 2, 3. And then we go on with the full pattern. So let's get into the full pattern. So we start off here with a 2 draw, and now I do have a little tilde. That's what I use to denote wah or vibrato. They're kind of similar, and you can only do one, like you can only do vibrato when you're amplified. So I usually don't distinguish between the two. Whatever feels good for you here, you can just leave it clean. So we got... Okay, now that is just a whole note. It's just being held for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. And then you move on to the next thing, okay? One thing that I find that newer musicians do is that they will cut their held notes off a little too early. So if that's you, just keep in mind, we want to hold for the whole 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. All right, like this. I'm gonna keep playing. I'll play the next line after it, and then I'll explain it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the whole thing for one single loop of this, and then we're going to repeat this a couple times and make some changes as the chords change. Now, that's the idea, okay? So let me talk about that descending line. So we do the pickup, then we do the held note, which you could do vibrato or wah on. Make sure you hold it for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 3 notes here. So the first note's going to be 2 whole step drop in, okay? Then 2 blow, then 1 draw. Now, if you can't bend, you're still working on that. You're gonna, instead of doing the 2 whole step draw bend, you're gonna do the note in green, just the 2 draw. All right, so it's like that. That's if you can bend. Here's if you can't. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's the line. Now we're just going to repeat that directly as is. And then we go into the 4 chord. So this is in a blues progression. When we move over to the 4 chord, we're going to track that chord by playing the 1 blow. That's the root note of the 4 chord. So it's like... And then we have a similar descending pattern, but this one's going to go 4 blow, 3 half step bend if you can hit it, or 3 draw if you can't do the bend yet. Okay, so I'm going to do the bend. And then we do 2 draw. Okay, if you can't bend, you just do the 3 draw. Okay, so we have... And then we go back to our original pattern. Now, here's where we come into the last 4 chords of the progression, like when we're setting ourselves up for a little bit of a turnaround and bringing us back to the beginning. Now, the chords in a blues progression here go 5, 4, and then like either 1 for 2 measures or 1 and then 5. I don't want to get too much into the theory. If you want to learn more about this, you can watch some of the lessons I have on my channel about a 12-bar blues progression. It'll explain the basics. Now, for this particular tune here, my suggestion here, so as we go into the last 4 chords, we go and do the bent descending line, the... So we have... Okay, that would be the measure with the 5 chord. Now, if you can't do the bend there, you're just not going to do it. Okay, now after that, we're going to move into where we're tracking the 4 chord, and we're going to go like this. So this is 1 draw, 2 blow, 1 draw. That pickup phrase that we've been doing. And then we do 2 draw, 1 draw, 1 blow. Like this. Okay, that's what we're doing for that chord. And then we go back to the original line that we've been playing. And then the whole thing would loop from the top. All right, so that's the whole thing together. I know it's a lot just kind of hearing it in pieces. So now that you have the tabs on the screen, let me go and do this for you at a couple different tempos. I'm going to do this pretty slowly here for the first one. I'm going to do all of these with the bends. If you can't do the bends, you just go and replace the bends with the note in green here. So this is going to be the major note that is not bent. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, with bends. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's the jam, okay? I'm going to do it one more time a little bit faster. This is the tempo I'd probably actually play it at most of the time on my own. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's this jam. I hope you have fun learning it. You can go check out the tabs. I'll have them down below in the description for this video, and I think you'd be interested in learning this jam right here. It's another fun one. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.